I mean, honestly, in all my years of doing this, I have never seen a worse set of red lines in my life.
We got some trouble.
So
this is what you meant by taking our pants down.
Yeah.
Morning, Lila.
Morning, Ashkan. Hope you had a good weekend.
I did, thanks. How was your weekend?
It was good, thanks. Listen, I know that you've got a jam-packed day today, but do you have a second to go over your schedule?
Yeah, I'm just in the car. Go ahead.
Okay, great. So I know that you have the meeting with the MBA at 10 and you have that meeting with Rob at 11, but is there any way that we could push the Rob meeting back a little bit? Because Joshua wants to try to sit in with you before you fly out today. He got the mode contract back and he just wants to go over it with you. He says that there's just a bunch of red lines on it.
Oh, that's a big deal. Yeah, okay. I just feel bad because I think we had to move Rob last time, but that should be okay.
Josh needs maybe about 30, 45 minutes.
Yeah, okay. All right, if he's cool with it, just apologize and we can get that on the calendar, and I'll meet Josh down by the Prospect.
Okay, perfect. So great. I'll give Rob a call and see what his day looks like.
Cool. Thanks, Lila.
Of course. Have a
See
good day, Ashkan.
Bye.
Bye.
What's up, man?
What's going on, brother?
What's up, dude?
Come on, man. Holy. Good?
Yeah.
All right, man.
Dude.
Let's do it. Josh, so here we got the contract back from Mode. Good job on that. Yeah, okay, but we got some trouble. What's up?
I mean, the reality is we're in the final stages. We're competing against which, yeah.
Nice.
And I mean, it's a great group. They run a great practice, and it's really tough to compete with them because of the way they structure their business.
Right.
And honestly, for us to be successful here, our client is pretty much forcing us to take our pants down. The problem I have is the fact that we try to maintain discipline and rigor in the way that we structure our engagements with our contracts. This client came back to me on our contract and just completely destroyed it. I mean, honestly, in all my years of doing this, I have never seen a worse set of red lines in my life.
That's not good.
And I mean, it's honestly, it's too much to even rattle off in this gorgeous setting.
Right.
But I mean, the reality is, if you picture every single clause we have, they essentially rewrote our entire agreement.
Right.
However, no, hold on, so
Yeah.
I got to finish.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple main problems. Number one is the rate. I mean, they're getting us down to the point where we're barely making any money on this account. But when you think about the volume and you think about the long-term potential, I mean, this is like a plus account. We also know that there's going to be other vendors there.
Here's my concern with everything you just told me, and it's because we hear the whole promise about, oh, you know, give us a rate discount because we're going to give you volume. But here's the problem I have: giving you 20, 25 developers of the same caliber in the same time frame that you're looking for is actually harder to do than giving you 3.
Right.
So there should actually be a surcharge on that. But we understand our clients don't look at it that way. They look at it the volume game. But here's what I want to know from you. If we drop our rate against, what makes you think they're just not going to drop their rate to win the contract? And then we would still win the contract, and then we'd give them a rate that they played against us, because from what I know, they actually still use today.
Right. And also, so a lot of the way they structure their business, it's all based on W-2 resources.
Right.
And then they'll run them out as consultants. You know what these people cost.
Right.
There's a fundamental limitation that they have that we don't have,
Right.
and it's called math.
Yeah.
The math doesn't work
Doesn't
at
work
these
out.
rates.
Well, that's why we're growing so fast, because these other
Precisely.
companies just can't deliver it. But,
Right.
have you run the numbers? Does it make sense for us at a certain tier
Well,
structure?
If we can play ball on the contract, we can make it make sense. I have run the numbers. If we can get them to commit to a volume, and we can get to commit to a duration, then it could make sense. If this is
Will
like
they,
a
will
short
they put that
term,
duration in the contract?
well, I think that's going to be our counter to accept their crazy, I mean, frankly, ludicrous red lines. So I
Do
think
we have a
could
choice,
do,
though?
I'd like to think that I'm like a good enough sales guy to sell my way around it, but
Yeah.
honestly, I think they got me stretched out.
I think they got you.
Yeah.
I think they got us. I mean,
Well, yeah.
look,
I think they know that this is more meaningful to us than it is to them, and they're flexing that. Our buyer, I mean, the dude's smart. He knows what he's doing. He's clearly negotiated multi-million-dollar deals like this
Yeah.
for breakfast.
Yeah.
And so I just want to figure out what's the best way to play ball. Aside from that, I need to figure out, number one, which you need to approve, is this depletion of margin at this rate that they want.
right,
I mean, they want dollars an hour, and I mean, that's just unbelievable. I mean, what they're asking for is and they want us to drop our pants down to
What's the insurance limitation clause say?
oh man, that's one of many things. So
Because that's
typically,
we got to get higher insurance.
they want
Our
higher-
insurance right now is $5 million umbrella.
No, they want
Okay.
they want us
So
to
it's getting worse.
yes, they want us to agree to a non
This is getting worse.
No, here's the worst part. Here's the worst part. It's
This is getting worse.
no, I will call your and I will raise you
Okay.
with the fact that they want to extend from net 15 to net 90.
Oh.
So you got to carry all this contractor float with, not the greatest margin. So when we're doing this, on
And
a
the risk of
monthly
getting paid or not paid.
precisely.
Right.
So now let's get into some of the big showstoppers for us contractually. I mean,
So
the
we're not
reality
even at the
is-
showstoppers
No.
yet? You're going to
No.
hit the showstopper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so
because
rate,
I've got you to agree to net 90 before.
I haven't-
but yes, you have.
Once. That was it's a Fortune 100 company. I will do that with a
You
Fortune
asked for an example.
All right. Okay. All right.
All right. So they wanted that. They're not big enough for it. Maybe we can walk them down to net. But honestly, we're at net. They set
Pelicans,
the anchor.
dude. Come on. Look at the Pelicans.
That's gorgeous. That's pretty.
Look at those Pelicans.
Yeah. That's amazing.
All right.
All right. So the other things that are a problem is the fact that they want a non-compete, barring us from the transportation and 3PL industry, which is, I mean, as a consulting firm, we would be shooting ourselves in the
Okay.
foot. We can't do
You
that.
can't do any of that stuff.
Right.
So they want rate, insurance, contract 90-day, and they want a
Non-compete.
non-compete. What else?
And they took away bidirectional indemnification, so
Okay.
they want us to indemnify them, but they won't reciprocate.
Okay.
In addition to that, and that's
So
not
this
like,
is what you meant by taking our pants down.
yeah, but like
This is literally taking our pants
well,
down.
the way they worded it though is they were mute on a couple things. I'd rather stay mute on something than just straight call it out in a bad way for us on our paper, and like that'll make more sense when you actually
Okay.
read it.
What do you want to do?
Hold on. The bigger thing is the limitation of
I can't
liability.
take anymore.
Limitations of liability, you got to hear it, man. So it's best practice, as you know, you taught me this, we never accept anything that is in excess of what we've been paid. So
Sure.
a 1x limitation of liability. They want 10x liability.
What do you think we should do here?
Honestly, I think at this point, we need to close this. And I grant I'm saying that because I'm so close to it, but honestly, an opportunity to springboard with this many FT in flight, this big of a deal for us. The reality is, I think they're playing hardball, and I think they're at the table with us because they need us. They're just really good at not letting us know that. So here's what I think we should do. I think we need to go back and play hardball with them on the contract. Let's give them their rate, but I'll dismantle all of their red lines. We'll give them a little on the net terms, but we'll beat up everything else. You know how expensive lawyers are. You know how long it takes to go through these contracts. They redline every sentence, man. All right, Ashkan, I mean, look, I know I'm really close to this. What do you think we should do?
Yeah.